Good evening, good evening, good evening, my beautiful ones, my wise ones, my melanated ones. It is Wisdom Reborn. Today is Thursday, December the 26th, 2024, and we made it past the Santa Claus holiday, y'all. I hope your day was as full of cheer as mine was. I spent the day with family and we cooked together, we ate together, we had fun. It was a lot of fun. Me and my little girls, we had a lot of fun. It was nice. And I hope your day was just as beautiful. It's the time that we get to spend with people. The time that we get to spend with loved ones, the love, the compassion, the laughter, even the tears if there are tears. Those things are part of the tie that binds us spirit to spirit. And I'm so glad I was able to experience that yesterday. And I hope that you were able to experience some sort of familial euphoria yourself. That's lots of fun with family. So I did come on here though. I wanted to talk to y'all about something that I thought about today a few times as I was moving through the house, because I said I was gonna spend the last couple of days of this year reflecting on things that I'm definitely not taking with me into next year. In my reflections, I remembered my first day at Harding High School. I walked into Miss Pierce's English class. Miss Pierce said, "Hello, young lady, I've been expecting you. I have a seat right here just for you because your reputation precedes you." I was like, "Excuse me?" I was playing that innocent role. "I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about." She was like, "Oh, no, no, no. You won't do me like that." Come to find out, Miss Pierce's husband was Mr. Pierce, who was my science teacher the previous year. I loved Mr. Pierce, and Mr. Pierce, I think, really loved me. I made good grades in Mr. Pierce's class. Mr. Pierce was a fun teacher, and it was fun. And science and math were always two of my favorite subjects. Well, Miss Pierce taught English, and Miss Pierce was like, "You're not getting ready to come up in here and disrupt my classroom, and that is not what you're getting ready to do." What Miss Pierce did was make a plan on how I was going to make it through her class, through the school year, the rest of the school year, in her classroom and pass. And Miss Pierce's, what she had put together, it worked. I passed her class. I stayed in that front seat all year long. I actually ended up really liking Miss Pierce, but Miss Pierce had no sympathy for me or anything that I had been through, because Miss Pierce had a physical disability that she had had to live with her whole entire life that made life hard for her. She and I were able to sit down sometime during, I had got in trouble for something, and she was explaining to me why she could care less about the external things that I was dealing with, because she had external things that she was dealing with, and it didn't stop her. In a perfect world, me and Miss Pierce's interactions would have probably propelled me to a different place. But at that point in my life, I was tired, I was angry, I was frustrated, and it was hard. But Miss Pierce, thinking about her this morning, is probably thinking about that statement that Miss Pierce said, "Your reputation precedes you." That's a serious statement to make. If you have a bad reputation and your reputation precedes you, they're expecting you to come in acting bad. They're expecting you to disrupt that Christmas dinner. They are expecting you to come in and cause some kind of conflict and some kind of aggression with somebody. I am so thankful that the reputation that I had back then in 1980 something, I hope I don't have that reputation anymore. I have tried really hard to change me for me, not for people, for me. I know that I have to be the best human that I can be. If I'm not the best human that I can be, then that affects me in the spirit realm. And I don't know why we don't understand that our spirit bodies, our spirit beings control our human bodies. And when we understand that the spirit is more powerful than the flesh, if we allow it to be, then our reputation would be different. So I don't want myself or you to walk around with people looking at you based upon a previous event or, circumstances that went on in your life that you may or may not have had any control over, but that actually had some control of you. I really want you to be able to transmute all of that pain, that anger, that disgust, anything that's negative, and turn it around into something positive. You know what the enemy means for bad? The Most High will turn it around and use it for our good. That's why these trials and tribulations that we swear we be going through, we don't realize that they are lessons and that they are character builders and they are opportunities for us to increase in our spirit, man. And once your spirit elevates and you start seeing things differently, it'll probably be very hard for you to go back to walking around in a state of sleep, because I think that's the closest thing to the state that a lot of people are in right now. With my reputation preceding me at that point, I had a reputation of being a fighter. I had a reputation of being one who caused disruptions. I have always been a leader, so if I came to class and I had an attitude, guess what? My energy would envelop the classroom. I didn't even realize it. If I came in the classroom and I was happy and everything was good, we had a good day that day. If you know that you are a leader, please try to lead people in the right way. Because a lot of people have those leadership qualities and they lead people down the wrong paths. And when you lead people down the wrong paths, you have to pay for those spirits that you misled. And some of y'all don't know that, I guess. Because I think you do, though, because I hear a lot of people saying the blood is on their hands and they, but do you really recognize what that means? That means that if you are a leader, your job is to lead people to a positive end, to lead people to somewhere that they can find refuge, rest, peace, tranquility, stability. It should not take them to a place of frenzy and confusion and obstruction and aggression and conflict and all of that stuff. So we can match their energy. We sure can, but we don't want to. We don't want to match their energy. We want them to match our energy, which means we go in higher. We go in with a smile. We go in because we sat in the car for an extra minute and we were able to inhale very deeply and hold on to that breath for just a second and say, oh, Most High, please give me the strength to make it through the day, to make it through this incident, to make it through this circumstance, so that no conflicts, no aggression will derail my progression. But that if there is any conflict or aggression, that I can transmute it into a correction. Because I have the power to do so. Because just because you feel a particular way about me, based upon past experiences or based upon something you've heard someone else say, doesn't mean it to be true. And I would rather show up on the scene and let you see that what you've heard is not true. I would rather tell my story so that you know you heard it from the horse's mouth. And nay will be that horse for you. That's funny. Horses say nay. My name is Renee. My nickname, Nene. Which leads me to something else that I was thinking about earlier today. Just as I was thinking earlier today, how my reputation has changed, or my actions have changed, therefore my reputation should be changing, therefore people should be looking at me not based upon what someone else said, but based upon their interactions with me. So that way when somebody comes up to you and says something that sounds off the wall crazy about me, you can look at them and say, well, I don't know her to be that way, or I don't know him to be that way, or I don't know what you're talking about. That goes back to what the young people say, stand 10 toes down. When somebody come to you with some foolishness, let them know that it's foolishness, and let them know I don't want to hear it. That's how you get your reputation to change. That's how you get people to see you differently. It's because you work on the inside of you, and it eventually shows on the outside of you. And even if no one else sees it, or I'm sorry, because they're going to see it. But even if no one else ever recognizes you for it, you know they can see a difference because you're different. It's not fair for us to keep people in those boxes that we keep them in. We don't want them to keep us in boxes. So we can match their energy. We sure can. But I say, make them elevate. Make them elevate. Don't drop to their standards. Make them elevate. You elevated. You made changes to make you a better person. Force them to do the same. Because when you stand on business, 10 toes down, in the truth, not your truth, not somebody else's truth, the truth. Because there is only one truth. There is only one thing that can happen. It will make you free. Because that's what the truth does. It makes you free. It's not about saying something that makes someone feel, or let me rephrase that. It's not about making yourself smaller or softer or milder because you want to make someone else feel bigger. I don't know why anyone would make themselves small. I don't. And I made myself small for decades. I don't know why I done it, but I can tell you what, I'm not doing it anymore. Not doing it anymore. And I would suggest that you don't do it anymore either. Enjoy the you that you are. Be thankful, be grateful that you are not the person that you used to be. Be thankful that you're still here and that you have the opportunity to look within, find out whatever causes you aggression or whatever causes conflict in your life. Allow it to push you to correction so that it can fuel your progression. We have to. It's a cycle. It's a big old cycle. And we got it if we just pay attention to it. If the blue horse comes around the merry-go-round at the same spot every single time and you don't want the blue horse, don't hop on it at that spot. Wait till the blue horse passes and then hop on the pink horse. I mean, we have got to understand that life is a cycle, and when we recognize the cycle, the movement of it, we can manipulate it to our advantage. That comes with work. That comes with intraflexion. Looking within you and seeing what we look in the mirror and we see a reflection. I think we should look at our interflexion. And that is who we look like on the inside. I don't know if I just made that up, but I say it all the time. We should look at who we are on the inside because that's what's most important. It doesn't matter what you have on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's on the inside. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And if your heart is filled with hatred, I don't care how soft you speak. Speaking is not just about the words that come out of your mouth. Speaking is about your mannerisms. Speaking is about how you move. Speaking is about your tone. Speaking is about, there are so many nonverbal cues in conversation till if your heart is filled with hatred, it's going to come out. If your heart is filled with compassion and empathy, it's going to come out. If your heart is filled with envy and disgust, it's going to come out. Fill your heart with things that are good. So much bad in the world, let them have that. You will sleep better at night. You will interact with people better. You will feel better. And you will be on a different plane, as in level. And you will be able to tell the difference. This is a drastic difference in life prior to working on changing and life once you start changing. I think the worst part of the elevation is recognizing the people who are not who they say they are. And the sad part about it is a lot of those people stand 10 toes down on who they're not, instead of focusing on who they are. We're going to do them one up, and we're going to focus on who we are. We are going to transmute those things that cause conflict and aggression into correction to fuel our progression, because we're moving forward and we're going together. We're going together. We're going to get there. We're going to have to leave some people behind. We're going to have to. But if you feel like I feel, then you know the plans that were made for you before you were conceived in your mother's womb are paramount. They stand above and beyond anything else. So instead of walking in what has been, I encourage you to step out into walking into what hasn't been. Allow the Most High to lead you and guide you. You have spirit guides. You have a legion of angels. You got resources that you can tap into to help you along this path. Ooh, I don't know if y'all heard that horn blow, but I just heard a horn blow, and I'm going to take that as confirmation. I want 2024 to be a year of finality for a lot of people in a lot of ways. Let it be the final year that you put whatever that is that you keep putting on your list of things to do, your New Year's resolutions. So whatever that thing is that you put on there the past 4 or 5 years that you've never gotten to it, I want this to be the year that you never even have to think about that again. I want you to leave all the negativity that you can in 2024. 2025, we're going to have a new reputation. Our reputation is going to keep the heads ringing. Our reputation for 2025 is going to be fierce. It's going to be one of confidence. It's going to be one of fulfillment. 2025, the year of the 9, is going to be a phenomenal year for a lot of people. But for a lot of people, it is going to tear down their towers. All of those walls they got built up, all of that, whatever they hide behind, the mask, the illusions, the witchcraft, the narcissism, the manipulation, all of that All of that's going to fall. What's going to stand is truth. That's why it's imperative for you to become true to yourself, your real self, the self that plans were made for before you were formed into your mother's womb. That self, not the self that you've become now, the wounded self that has on 15 different masks at any given time, but has a closet that has thousands of masks in. We all wear some sort of a mask at some point. Then at some point we got to decide that we don't want our reputation to precede us. We want to precede our reputation. I want to make a first impression on everybody all over again. I want you to know that I have not just been in the house being quiet. I've been in the lab. I've been dissecting and rearranging and figuring out where this emotion goes, where that emotion goes, why this pain is here, why that pain was there. No more. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But let me tell you, baby, it's worth it. It is so worth it. Whew. You'll see. You'll see. We all gonna get there, and we gonna get there together. Well, no, not. Let me stop saying that. Those of us that are supposed to get there, we're going to get there, and we're going to get there together. Those of you that we are trying to convince along the way that is this facade, this I don't even know, this matrix that we're living in is just that. There's an equation that can get you out of it. It's not even a hard equation. It is just a singular one. Just a singular one. Focus on being the best you that you can be. That means digging down in there, finding out why you're so selfish, why you treat this person so bad when this person has treated you good their whole life. Why you speak so badly of someone when you really admire them. Why is it when we see something within someone else that we either lack or that we don't like the way we control it in ourselves? Why does that make us angry? Why does that draw us to conflict? Why does that draw us to aggression? It's because we have interior things that need to be cleaned out. Rearrange the furnishings. Move stuff around on the inside. Juggle your heart to find out why it's aching. What's missing? What's in there that shouldn't be in there? When we focus on us, when you focus on you and I focus on me, we come together and we make a much more solid union because we're all united. Whether we like it or not, we got to do this together. We are a tribe, which is why I got tribal drums playing in the background. Let me be the first to apologize. My phone did something and kicked me out. So I had to pop back on here so I could go ahead and let y'all know, yeah, I got the tribal drums going on in the background. That's what I listen to throughout the course of the day. Sometimes I got to call a warrior in me, and sometimes I got to calm down the beast. It just depends. But all of that to say, I am glad that you made it through the holiday. I am glad that you were able to move, switch up on them a little bit different. I am glad that you were able to receive love, compassion, hugs, kisses, tears, laughter, all of that good stuff from family and friends yesterday. And we are winding down to the end of 2024. We are leaving so many things behind, but we are 2025 full speed ahead. And I am excited about it. I am super excited about it. And I know so many other people are too. So, on today, December 26, 2024, I want to say congratulations. I want to commend you on a job well done throughout the holidays. I also want to go ahead and tell you I'm sending you positive vibes of rejuvenation. so that you can make it through this last few days of 2024, because 2025, baby, we ready for you. A few words for my beautiful ones, my wise ones, my melanated ones, but especially for my beautiful, wise, and melanated ones. This has been Wisdom Reborn. Today, December 26, 2024. Blessings, blessings, and more blessings.